Hi, my name is Officer Wright. I work for the East Brunswick Police Department, Community Policing Unit. Over the last couple of years, I had the privilege and the honor of teaching the LEAD curriculum in the East Brunswick schools to fifth graders. LEAD stands for Law Enforcement Against Drugs. The LEAD curriculum, I feel, is something that's so vital and so important to our students and to the community at large. The LEAD curriculum talks about a couple things. It talks about setting reachable goals, making responsible decisions, managing your emotions, selecting your peer group, choosing friends based on certain qualities. It's a 10-week curriculum, and over the first 5 weeks, it's about skill development. Over the second 5 weeks, it's about how do we apply these skills that we just learned weeks 1 through 5. When we talk about reaching goals, this is so important because when you have goals, you live a narrow life. Someone that has goals, they know that I'm trying to get from A to Z. In order to do so, I have to live a narrow life. I have to make responsible decisions. I have to manage my emotions because they understand that their emotions will affect their decisions and their decisions affect their goals. They understand they have to choose their friends wisely. You just can't choose anyone to hang around and associate with. You have to choose friends that have good, high qualities in order to be around them. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. They have to understand their attitude. Attitude is more important than ability. They have to understand character traits play a role into their progression in life. They have to be courageous. They have to be self-disciplined. They have to be responsible. These are key ingredients from our students going from boys and girls to men and women that are productive in our society. I hope that over the next 10 weeks you're inspired and you're encouraged. And I hope that you tune in each and every week. And I hope that you would share this with your friends and families. Whether you're a parent, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a student, whether you have a sibling, a younger sibling, or an older sibling, whatever it may be, I hope that you tune in that this really inspires you and encourages you. Again, my name is Officer Wright. I work for the East Brunswick Police Department, and this is the LEAD curriculum. Thank you. Mia, Landon, thank you for being here again. Another week. This is lesson 6. I can't believe we're on lesson 6 already. It's been 6 weeks. Thank you guys once again for joining me, for being my co-host. I really appreciate it. All right, before we get started, we have to do what?
Review.
We have to review. All right, so we're going to review all 5 lessons. Again, today's lesson number 6, we'll get into in a second. Lesson number 1 was setting reachable goals. Setting reachable goals. Now, we discussed that when we're thinking about our goal, how do we name our goal? How do we name it? We have to consider there's 4 criteria for setting a goal. There's 4 things, 3 P's and an S. 3 P's and an S. Do you remember what those are?
Personal, positive, possible, and specific.
Excellent. Great job. Great job, man. And we also discussed there's 6 steps towards reaching your goal. 6 steps towards reaching your goal. I'm going to do this one. It's name it, picture yourself, say I can, think how to do it, go for it, and
celebrate your success.
Good job. Excellent. Lesson number 2 we discussed is making responsible decisions. Making responsible decisions. We said that typically there's really 2 types of decisions that we typically make. Those decisions are good or bad. Sometimes we have choices to make between 2 things that could be good. Do I want to have tomatoes? Do I want to have an orange? Do I want to have a salad with, cucumbers in it? Do I want to have a salad with avocado? Those are good decisions. But typically, sometimes in life, especially when it comes to how we interact with others, good or bad decisions. A good decision will yield what kind of consequence?
Positive consequences.
Positive consequences, excellent. And a bad decision will yield what kind of consequences?
Negative consequences.
Negative consequences. Now, when we're thinking about making decisions, there's an acronym, STAR. S-T-A-R. S-T-A-R. What does that stand for, Landon?
Stop, think, act, reflect.
Good. We want to stop and think before we make a decision. Slow down if you have time. Stop. Think about the decision you're about to make. Then act on it, then reflect. Lesson number 3 was about identifying and managing your emotions. We discussed there's 4 basic emotions. 4 basic emotions. Do you remember those emotions are?
Happy, sad, angry, and scared.
Excellent. Happy, sad, angry, scared. And we discussed that our emotions affect our decisions. Our decisions affect our goals. Lesson number 4 was effective communication. We talked about verbal and nonverbal communication. Verbal, we're talking right now to each other, right? That's verbal communication. Calling someone on a cell phone, FaceTime can be verbal. Nonverbal could be writing a letter, it could be email, text message. Those are nonverbal. And we also discussed that there's usually 3 personalities when people are communicating: passive, assertive, and aggressive. Passive, assertive, and aggressive. Then with lesson number 5, bonding and relationships, we talked about the importance of friendships. And we talked about qualities. And we said that there's 2 types of qualities that friends could possess. You remember those 2 types of qualities?
Positive qualities and negative qualities.
Right, but do you remember what the term the lesson used for that? Do you remember the term? You want to help them out?
Healthy and unhealthy qualities.
Excellent. Healthy and unhealthy. And you spoke about healthy qualities being similar to like putting healthy food in our body, or just something that's good for us, right? When we have friends that possess healthy qualities, it's good for us, right? So that's good. We discussed healthy and unhealthy qualities. We said there's 6 healthy qualities and there's 6 unhealthy qualities. And we want to make sure that we consider those qualities when we think about the people that we're choosing. You guys remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good, excellent. For this week, lesson number 6, we want to talk about safe use of prescription and over-the-counter medicine. The safe use of prescription and over-the-counter medicine. Now, when you think of the word prescription, what do you think of, Landon?
Like just for yourself. So when you go to the doctor will write you a prescription just for yourself.
Excellent. When you go to the doctor will write a prescription just for that specific person. Now, when you think about over-the-counter, what are some things that come to your mind in terms of over-the-counter medicines? What do you think about?
I think maybe like the first thing that comes to my mind is like Tylenol.
Good. Yep, Tylenol. So Tylenol is an over-the-counter medicine. Now, what would be the difference between over-the-counter and prescription if you had to take a guess?
Over-the-counter is something that like it gives like a variety of people that can like get that medicine and use that medicine, and different people can use like the same bottle if they have the same symptoms. But then prescription is like just for you and you can't share it with anybody else.
Excellent. Go ahead.
So like let's say me and Mia both have like stomach ache. If we both go to the doctor and I have a prescription, she can't use it because it was prescribed for me.
Exactly, it's prescribed just for you. Now here's my question. As students, whether you're home, whether you're at a friend's house, whether you're in school, whether it's over-the-counter or prescription medicine, should you just take it alone? What do you think? No? No? Who should be with you when you're taking medicine?
You should take it with an adult because there's different portions that you need maybe based on your age. So like if you're 10 and under, you only need 1 of them. If you're 10 and up, you need 2, or you know.
You're right, absolutely. It's a great example. So again, regardless of what you're feeling, whether you have, like you said, an upset stomach, whether you have a headache, whether you feel like your back hurts, whatever it may be, whatever symptoms you feel, the first thing you should do is tell a trusted adult, a parent, a guardian, or a loved one. If you're in school, you go tell who in school? Who are they going to send you to in school?
The school nurse.
The school nurse, right? Because they may say drink some fluids, eat something healthy. They may just tell you to lay down and rest. But if you do need to take an over-the-counter medicine, that should be given to you if you're in school by the school nurse or a trusted adult. If you're home, it should be given to you by a parent, a guardian, or a loved one. You never want to take medicine, ever want to take medicine without a trusted adult being with you. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good. So over-the-counter and prescription medicines. Now, when you go to the doctors, like you said, Landon, you can go to the doctors. The first thing he's going to ask you, him or her is going to ask you is, what are your symptoms? So let's say Mia has a headache. Mia has a headache. She explains to the doctor that she has a headache. the doctor goes, okay, well, there's no over-the-counter medicine that I can advise you to purchase that's going to help with this type of headache. Maybe it's a migraine. So maybe he does have to write her a prescription. What exactly is a prescription, though? Do you guys know exactly what it is? Or what comes to mind? Anyone want to take a guess at it?
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
So a prescription is like where they write like stuff about you and then your symptoms, and then they send it to a pharmacy, and like they prescribe something, like they have it on there, and then you go to the pharmacy and you get it because it was prescribed by your doctor.
Good. So when a doctor is writing out a prescription for someone, what are some things that they're going to consider? What are some questions that they may ask you? What do you think in terms of, I'm giving you an example. They may say, okay, well, if Mia has a headache, they're going to say, okay, well, your symptom is obviously you have a headache, but how tall are you? How much do you weigh? What are some other things they may ask you?
So they may ask you if you, like, how you've treated it, like if you've had the same headache before, how long have you had it? Good. Maybe they might ask you, like, have you taken any medicine before you came here?
Excellent, exactly. So they may, your height, your weight, your age, the symptoms that you have, if you have any allergies, right? If you have any allergies, if you're currently taking any kind of medication like you just mentioned, these are all things that a doctor will consider, that he or she will consider when prescribing medicine for you. Now, prescription is written permission. They either pad out with a pen. And on this prescription pad, they're writing out a legal document that's saying that you have the right to take this prescription to a pharmacy, like you mentioned, and to get the prescribed medication that's on this form specifically for who?
You.
For you. Now, let me ask you a question, Landon. This is for you. What happens if you have a headache and the doctor says it's a migraine? And Mia comes to school and she says, hey, Landon, I have a headache and my doctor told me it's a migraine as well. And you realize I have the same exact symptoms. And she goes, well, Landon, I know that the school nurse gives you some Tylenol for it, let's just say. Can I use the same Tylenol? What do you think? Can she use the same thing that you use?
No, because it's prescribed for me.
Right. If let's say it was extra strength Tylenol or something that was prescribed, not regular Tylenol or something, you're right, it's just for you. So whatever it is, it's just for you. Even if she has the same symptoms, it's just for you. Does that make sense? Now, for a pharmacy, for the audience, for students that are listening, a pharmacy, what is a pharmacy? How would you describe a pharmacy?
A pharmacy is a place where they keep like vitamins and medicine, like over-the-counter medicine and prescribed medicine, and they like have, I guess, like I want to say like a close line with your doctor.
Okay.
So that they can like give you like the right medicine, and it's like all in maybe like groups.
Excellent. Yep, exactly. So a pharmacy, once you get that prescription, or even over-the-counter, like she said, you can go to a pharmacy and purchase both. You can go to a pharmacy and purchase over-the-counter. You can go to a pharmacy and hand them your prescription, and there's a pharmacist. And a pharmacist takes that prescription and looks at it and says, okay, the doctor wants you to take whatever it may be. Let's just, for the sake of discussion, say extra strength Tylenol. They'll give you extra strength Tylenol, and then there's going to be a label on there, a label on the box or a label on the actual bottle itself. What is that label for, Landon?
To let you know how much to take according to your age or the side effects and things like that.
Right.
To let you know like what you're like gonna get into if you decide to take this medicine.
Right. So the label is going to have on there how much you should take, how often you should take it. It's going to have possible side effects on there. These are all things that are going to have whatever additional instructions, like whether you should take the medicine before you eat or after you eat on an empty stomach, right? So this is all the things that's going to be on the label. Now, here's a question for you. We know that prescription medication comes with a label. Does over-the-counter medicine come with a label?
Yes.
Yes, over-the-counter medicine does come with a label, and it's probably going to have some of the same instructions. But like Mia, like you said before, and like Landon, like you said, it may have advice based on your age. You know, if you're under a certain age, you take this amount. If you're over a certain age, you take this amount. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, so when you think about prescription medication, or over-the-counter medication, Landon, where do you think, just asking you, I know you may not know the answer, where do you think it should be stored in someone's home? So at home, if someone has Tylenol, do you think they should just leave it on the counter in the kitchen?
I think they should put it in like a cabinet near them, like maybe in their room or like just in the kitchen, but like not like an open space.
Good, in a cabinet in a room. What kind of cabinet do you think they would keep it in? I'll give you a hint. It starts with medicine.
I know.
Medicine cabinet?
A medicine cabinet, a medicine cabinet, and not just a medicine cabinet that's low, because if it's low and it's not secure and it's not locked, can kids still get in it? If we had a medicine cabinet that was this height, can kids still get in that cabinet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should keep it in a locked medicine cabinet that's stored high so that little children cannot get into it. And even if it's not locked, it still should be high so that kids can't get into it.
Yeah. I also, like, I know, like, some medicine cabinets, they have like a disguise, usually like a mirror. So it looks like a mirror, but then it's usually like a cabinet.
Right, absolutely. And that's all for protection, right? We don't want to see any little kids. I mean, you guys are older and you're mature now, but you know, let's imagine if you had little siblings or little cousins or friends that came by. You don't want them getting into that medicine and then taking it, and then they have side effects and it could potentially hurt or harm them. That makes sense, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so listen, we're going to do an exercise now. We have 2 exercises we're going to do quickly. And the first one is an exercise in terms of just answering questions. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to call on your name. And when I ask you the question, you're going to either say both, neither, or one. So when I say both, meaning it could be either both over-the-counter and prescription. It could be neither prescription nor over-the-counter, or it could be one or the other. Right? Your answer could be just simply over-the-counter or prescription. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so here's the first one. This is going to be for you, Landon. This is going to be for you. This medication can be harmful if used incorrectly. Is it over the counter? Is it prescription? Or is it neither?
Both.
Both. Tell me why both.
Because just because if it's prescription, just because it's for you doesn't mean it can be used incorrectly.
Good.
You have to take the right amount of portion.
Absolutely, that's good. All right, so here's the next question. This is for you, Mia. All right. Is it safe to take medication over the counter or prescription without an adult?
Neither.
Neither. So you should take medication with a trusted adult, correct? You want to explain why? Why is it important to take medication in the presence of a trusted adult?
Like, I know when I use Tylenol, like, I use like the liquid, and it's really hard, and I don't really know like how much I should really put in like a cup. So, but my mom does, so she always does it for me.
That's good.
So I could get sick.
Absolutely. That's good. All right. This one's on you, Landon. This medication has a label on it. Is it over the counter? Is it prescription? Is it neither? Is it both? What's your answer?
It's both, because you have to know the side effects of it, how much to take, when to take it, and yeah, things like that.
All right. Now I have one for you. It's a big one. All right. Once you think about it, think about it. All right. Think about the question, and I'll help you out. Is it illegal to take, or is it illegal to share prescription medication or over-the-counter medication with someone else? Is it illegal to share prescription medication? Yes or no? Or is it illegal to share over-the-counter?
It's legal to share prescription.
It's legal to share prescription?
Yeah.
It's legal to share over-the-counter. Well, that was close. So over-the-counter you can share with a trusted adult because it's more general, remember? So if it's like Tylenol or something, you have a headache, he has a headache. If your dad, let's say Landon came to visit you at your house, your dad can go, okay, well, Mia has a headache, and the instructions says that for a kid under the age of 10, they can get one. So with a trusted adult, he can then administer that, you know, obviously if Landon's parents are okay with it, he could give Landon a Tylenol. But prescription is illegal to share because it's just for who?
You.
just for you. It's just for that person. So that was a tricky one though, but you still did really good, really good. So it is illegal. So as you get older, people have, especially with some heavier drugs that people prescribe, people will share those drugs, and that's illegal. It's illegal to do that. So as a police officer, if I had a car stop and I stopped someone, and Mia's driving the car, and she has prescription medication that has Landon's name on it, that's not good. That's not good, because that medication that you have that has Landon's name on it, it should be in whose possession? It should be in Landon's possession. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right. All right, this one's for you, Landon. These medications should be stored on the bathroom counter. Is it over the counter, prescription, or neither?
Neither.
Neither should be stored on the counter. Where should they be stored at?
In a medicine cabinet.
And why is that?
To make sure that younger cousins, siblings, loved ones don't get to it, and they might just take a bunch and that could hurt them or harm them.
Good. All right. Coming back to you. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. These medications can be used by more than one person. Over the counter, prescription, or neither?
Over the counter.
Yes, good. Over the counter. Over the counter, like we just explained, can be shared, right? You remember that? It can be shared?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. All right, this one's for you, Landon. It is harmful to take more than the recommended amount of these medicines. Is it prescription or over the counter or neither?
I think that it's both, because if you take more than you're supposed to, prescription nor not prescription, then it could still be bad for you, and you could cause side effects to get into your body, and yeah, just not be good.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm going to ask you a series of questions and see if you can remember, right? Remember, this is helping the students at home. So, and if you don't know, it's okay. It's okay. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. I'm learning from you guys. You guys are learning from me. We're in this together. We are a team. All right? This one is for you. Where can you find instructions for how much medicine you should take, how often you should take it, if you should take it before you eat or after you eat? Where can you find that at?
I usually find it like in the back of the medicine bottle, like on the opposite of like the label of like what it is.
Right, so there's a label on the front that shows what the medicine is, and there's a label on the back sometimes that shows you or gives you instructions on how much to take. Excellent, very good answer. All right, here's a question for you, Landon. Who should give you medicine at school if you have symptoms and you need to take medicine at school? So let's just say a doctor does prescribe you medicine. Let's say you have a severe cough. Well, you wouldn't be in school for that, but let's just say you had a headache and you go to school and the doctor says, listen, I want you to take this every 4 hours. So obviously you're going to have to take it in school. Who should give you that medicine at school?
The school nurse.
The school nurse or a trusted
adult.
There you go. The school nurse or a trusted adult. Why do you think that's important? Why do you think it's important to have a school? Why do you think they don't want you just to have it in your backpack and just take it whenever you want?
Because you don't really have timers at school, like for you to just use anytime you want. So let's say a nurse, she could set a timer for every time you need to take the medicine and call you down to her office and you'll take it.
Right, and also another reason is so the school is aware of what you're doing, right? So they're aware because medication could have side effects, right? So let's say you take the medication and you have a side effect. Then the nurse is aware of, or the trusted adult is aware of, okay, we know Landon took this medication at 12 p.m. He's experiencing side effects and they know why. But if you just take the medication on your own and no one's aware of it, they would have no idea why you're experiencing those side effects. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right, here's a true or false question for you, all right? You should never take someone else's medication, prescribed medication. True or false?
True.
Good, excellent. And why is that again?
Because the prescribed medicine is just for them, and if it's not yours, then it can like damage you.
Excellent. All right, this one's for you, Landon. Is it safe to take twice as much as the recommended amount of dosage when it comes to over-the-counter or prescription medication? So what I'm saying is, if the Tylenol says it wants you to take one every 4 hours, Should you go, "Ooh, my head is really hurting right now. I'm gonna take 2"?
No, because well, false, because even if your head is really hurting, it won't help it. It could actually hurt you more and give you more side effects instead of helping you, just because you took more.
Good, good. All right, so here's one for you. Over-the-counter meds can cause serious health problems if used incorrectly. Is that true or false?
That's true.
That's true. And why do you think that is?
Because like if they're used incorrectly, if you use like too little, then it doesn't like really help you, and if you use too much, it could like really harm you. You could be killed from that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's good. That's a great answer. Great answer. I have nothing to add to that. This one's for you, Landon. You can stop taking medication, prescribed medication, if you just feel better. So let's say the doctor said, here's prescription medicine for you. I want you to take this 1 pill once a day for the next 5 days. But after the second day, you're like, I feel better. Do you need to take it for all 5 days, or can you stop after the second day? What do you think?
I think you need to take it for all 5 days because the doctor is a professional, so they know that even if you do feel better, you should still take it.
Good. Excellent. All right. This one's for you. Prescription medication, if taken incorrectly, can be harmful to you. True or false?
That's true.
That's true. And it's pretty much the same reason you just gave, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about this one, Landon? It is safe to drink liquid medicine from the bottle. When it says liquid medicine, it's referring to like cough medicine or something like that. Is it safe to just drink it from the bottle?
No, because you have to add a correct portion to make sure you're not taking too much.
Correct, correct. What about this one, Mia? Is it okay to just take medicine without reading the label and looking at the instructions?
No, because you don't know how much you have to take, even if they're like another medicine told you like to drink or like eat this much. It could be different for this medicine.
Absolutely. Good. So let me ask you a question, Landon. What should you tell a friend who says, I'm experiencing the same symptoms? I'm experiencing the same symptoms that you're experiencing. Can I just take some of the prescribed medicine that you have? What should you tell them?
You should tell them that it was prescribed for only me. So if you are in the same systems, you should visit your own doctor, and they'll probably prescribe something for you too.
Absolutely. That's good. Well, you guys did great with this. Well, you guys have any thoughts on prescription medication or over-the-counter medication? Anything that you're not clear on? Anything that you think that maybe the viewers out there may be unclear on? No?
Nope.
No? So you guys think you know this very well. You know the safe use of prescription medication, where it should be stored, how you should handle it, that you should always be with an adult, that you should never take it just alone by yourself, that if you don't feel well, that first thing you should do is go talk to a trusted adult or talk to the nurse, that you don't just go, hey, I have a headache, I don't feel good, let me just go take a Tylenol. That's not the way to go about it. Even if you're at home and you know where the Tylenol is at.
And you know how much to take, you should still wait until an adult gets home.
Absolutely. That's always the safest thing to do. It's better to be safe than be what?
Sorry.
Better be safe than be sorry. You guys did really good. I know this is tough, and I'm not sure how much you really knew about it before this lesson, but you guys did a really great job, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys have been fantastic, so thank you so much. All right? Until next time, we'll see you next week for lesson number 7. Thank you.